Solstice coming to your town soon. Or one of my other bands. Something like that. Come to the show, shake my hand, and buy me a beer.
There you go. Yeah, 19
Thank you.
years. Being young is awesome. Well, the main thing was for us to all be able to come, pick the right time, make sure my dumb ass was healthy, and it all worked out and we're here.
I'm happy to be back. I've actually toured Europe once before, a few months ago, last winter, with a band called Lich King. But I didn't play in Toulouse. We only did Paris, and I think Paris was it. I'm young, so the playing part is no problem. Just what bothers me is singing twice, because our singer for Thrash or Die isn't here. He couldn't make it, so I'm the one that doing the vocals. So singing twice is a little tiring, but the playing part doesn't bother me.
The main point would have been, just continue the tradition that we started, 20-something years ago. And just the fans, people asking us, when's the new record, when's this, when's, we want to hear new music. We want, fans, basically. That's the reason why we do what we do.
Definitely.
And that's not, it's kind of like a rock star thing of saying, oh, we do it for the fans, but if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be doing this because it's a pain in the ass.
Oh,
Yeah, totally.
oh, man.
That's always difficult, just leaving your comfort zone of, your home, and, having to stay in places where you have to sleep with 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guys.
Who's out there all farting and snoring and
yeah, all off time.
Smell bad. Smell bad.
But it's fun.
And then there's other of us like him. That's not only the family. Then he's got a business to run. The business suffers when he's on tour. So that has to be taken into consideration. He's got a job.
Yeah, I'm lucky. What I do back home is production as well as music, so I can continue my job when I return from tours, and I don't lose my livelihood. So it's very good. And home, I only have an animal that I have to worry about. So my roommates take care of my dog for me while I'm gone.
And he's got a black eye.
Yeah,
She's got a black eye. Well, yeah, I mean it's hard to be away for a month, but I mean this is all so new to us. I haven't been here myself since the Stillborn tour in Milwaukee. I was like 95.
I've never been to
and
Europe, so.
They've never been here, and we've never been here as a band. This is like virgin territory for Solstice, and we needed to do it, man. We're supposed to be here last year, but I got sick. Couldn't make it, which was what happened during 2000. It's just not good. So they went on and 100% full support, man. Why not? The show must go on no matter who's there or not. That's the way I feel.
What happened, from what I understand, was Ryan, our singer and guitar player, played in Thrash or Die with Ralph.
No, what happened was, they had a tour, Thrash or Die, planned, and the whole band pretty much quit. So the singer, Ralph, is a good friend of mine, calls me and he's like, hey, can you do drums on tour? I wasn't going to join the band, I was just going to do drums. And he goes, I got this kid, Ryan, from this band Atomic, to play guitar. So then we all got together to rehearse. And at one point, everybody walked out and me and him stayed in the room alone. And he was like, I love Solstice. I was like, you play any of it? He goes, yeah, I can play and I can sing. And we went through like 2 or 3 songs, and I called Dennis. I go, dude, I think we found our guy finally. So we rehearsed and it worked out, man. And then we ended up staying with Ralph because he's our good friend, and we believe in that band too. So we stayed with Ralph, and then Josh was playing bass for Solstice already. So it made sense to use the same, to keep the same people.
Keep the rhythm section going.
Yeah. It made all the sense in the world, So that's why we're at Thrash today. No. Okay, initially we were supposed to do shows. The thing is that Christian can't tour. It's really hard for him. So, we figured we want to tour. We want to put the band out there finally. So we just went ahead and did it, man. But he's never really been out of the band. It's kind of weird.
We played one show with him when we were in Detroit.
Yeah, we actually played in Detroit, and he just sang, and we were a 5-piece for 5 to 10 minutes.
It was pretty cool. Okay.
Which was pretty cool. We were going to try to do that here, but just there was no room, man. There was a guy planned for 4 people, and it would have been weird anyways, so.
Well, yeah, like you said, they didn't play. Well, they played, I think, like 2 shows a few years ago with the previous singer. But other than that, 0 touring, 0 European shows. So I like to. It's flattering to see fans like, oh, I've never thought I'd see this band. I like to feel like, I like thinking that I had a part in like bringing a band that they love, that they never thought they would see or whatever. And it's one of my favorite bands, so it's an honor to play with Solstice, play the whole first album, one of my favorite albums, and yeah, I love it.
God bless the thrash revival. I'll say that much.
Just love playing, man. It's good to be here and enjoy the new culture to me, and it's a dream come true, man.
Oh, by the way, Josh is not like a new guy. Josh has been a friend of ours for a very long time.
Thanks, man.
It's not really something you plan, it's you just kind of, life situations changes everything at the moment, so you gotta kind of take what you can, and like, we recorded, or we planned to do To Dust, the album, with Alex, but, and then it didn't work out, so we found a drummer, and we recorded it just because we wanted to do something, There was a lot of feedback from fans saying, we want something. Do something, please. That's the reason why I came up. And, having people, like Rob, Rob got a better offer. He's
can't blame him for that.
He's out there making, a livelihood with music, so you can't beat that, And, our bass player, Garrett, he was with us from the very start, and he didn't wind up on the first album. He wasn't on the first album.
That's crazy.
But he was our bass player from before our first album. So just things kind of don't work out when they need to, and that's the way it's gone for this band.
And of course, he's another one. He's got kids now, and a job in marketing that doesn't allow him the time to do anything. We got our guy over there, so we're good.
I mean, I'm here to stay. I mean, I'm 19, so I love playing in the band, and I don't see myself going anywhere. Obviously, they're a lot older than me, so whatever happens with them, you know, I don't know what will happen. As far as tensions, I mean, we all fight like any other band, but we love each other at the end of the day, so, yeah.
It's my little brother.
You know, like you have a wife at home. I'm not saying you, but like in general, you have a wife at home, and you know, you go to work. You know, we have 3 wives. You know, we don't get to go to work. We got 3 wives, 4 wives, 5 wives sometimes. You know.
And we stink.
Yeah.
3 stinky wives.
Yeah, you know. I wake up, I got Josh's dick in my face. You know, and fucking. But I love it because I get to tour around the world and you know play for people that you know I think appreciate it. So.
Yeah, stinky van is not ideal.
We've always thought our second album sounded like garbage. Pray. Since, you know, it was like something that kind of bothered us, you know, so when we started, you know, saying that we were kind of in, you know, going to be in action again, I do music production. I'm an engineer, so I always had it in my mind about, you know, taking that album and reworking it, you know, remixing it, doing something that'll sound better, you know, and we did that in 2011, and we found this guy from North Carolina that put out both first and second albums out. And the second one as a remix, reissue, remaster, all that free stuff, kind of like in a package deal, you know, so it worked out pretty good.
Yeah, man, he did a great job. He fixed an album that I could barely sit through at points. It sounded so, especially drum-wise, was really bad, you know, really muddy, and when I heard it, my jaw dropped. I was like, holy shit, this sounds like an album I bought today from another band, a new band, you know what I mean?
I mean, we've always loved the music that was on the album. It's just we kind of took it upon ourselves to mix it when we didn't really know what we were doing back then, you know.
It's funny too, because we meet people on the road and they're like, "Oh, I love the way the first."
I don't get that, but I don't get that. A guy in Paris the other day,
Yeah.
he was like, no, forget the remix. I like the original.
The original's better. But there's always that though.
So what the hell? Okay.
Oh no, it was a total like just luck, you know, because the old master recordings were done on VHS, super VHS tapes that were on ADAT. Back at that time, it was like the newer technology, and I was by luck, you know, I was able to find a machine that read those tapes, and I was able to transfer them digitally to you know, to work them in a digital audio workstation. And you know, finding that equipment, it wasn't easy. You know, I found it by chance, and that's the first thing I did, because I still happen to have the tapes. I still have them today, and that's how it happened.
That, and he actually found, we had another band, I don't know if you ever heard of them, called Anger. So it was more like a hardcore band, and he found an 8-that from the second Anger album, which sounds like total shit too. And when he can, we'll get to it and put that out too. The sounds are great, it's just the production was, I don't know what the hell we were thinking, to be honest. You can thank him, he brought us here.
No, it doesn't feel the
And
same
he's dead
way.
now.
Ralph changes everything in that.
The thing is, we're all friends regardless, even with Dennis, everybody, so I mean, it's not a big deal.
But to answer your question, it doesn't feel the same way. It's different. Solstice is a lot of like things to remember. Thrash or Die is just
As you will see,
straightforward.
it's straightforward.
Performance.
Yeah, it's thrash or die. You know, we ain't doing anything special here.
It's thrash with a comedian and vocals.
Yeah, I really wish Ralph
He
could
makes
have been here, man.
he makes the total difference. His stage presence.
The people that get to see us play Thrash or Die on this tour really aren't
seeing
getting
shit.
The real
the
Thrash
real
or Die.
Thrash or Die, man. Honestly. We kind of just go with the flow every night and look at each other and what song do we want to play next. And
The no-brainer is
yeah.
that whole first album, because everybody, that's the one, the no-brainer. From there on out is where it becomes tricky. And there's still stuff that we need to add from To Dust and stuff that we haven't added yet. We need to do that.
Well, it seems that there's a difference between the European fans and the American fans, where a lot of them like the second album almost as much as the first, and some of them like it more. You know, so before coming here, we had to add more of those songs to the set, or else we would have probably had
awesome
people
because
upset.
we never play. So it's good.
Yeah, last night we almost played for what, like 2 hours or something?
Yeah, well, it was close. It was an hour and 15 minutes, I think, yesterday.
Good. Okay.
It was one of those days. It could have gone for 3 hours, probably. Some nights you don't want to go for half an hour. It depends, man. It's crazy. Sitting in that van doesn't help a lot.
I can tell
God
you.
bless our tour manager for bringing us.
Yeah, man. Alicio's the shit.
God bless him. He's a good friend.
And also, like, I've noticed here, back home, people go crazy, you know, every show. And here, there was a couple where people would just stand there and look at us. And it kind of, like, pissed me off at first until I realized when I talked to people, like, no, man, we want to analyze what you do. We never get to see this in person. And I was like, oh, that makes sense, you know, that it was something that back home would almost upset us to see these people standing around with their arms folded, you know. But
it's funny you should say that because a guy was talking to me the other night. I don't remember where, and he was like, I finally got to see Dennis and Ryan play the songs, and now I know how to play them correctly.
yeah,
You know,
it's
so
like they analyze what we're doing or something, which was pretty cool.
Maybe because there's a bit of history with the band and a bit of, you know, being that Rob is always associated, Rob Barrett, he's associated with the band, and
That helps a lot.
Yeah.
Big
So yeah, there is an aura about it. You know, there's definitely people that say that we're legends or whatever, and you know, obviously we don't feel that way. You know, but it's nice to hear that, even though we may not feel as such. You know.
I can tell you I played in a lot of bands, and these dudes are the best musicians I've had the opportunity to play with, and to me, we're all
Oh, you're
family.
just saying that.
No, that's for real. You know that shit.
Phil Fasciano from Malevolent was one. That was good, and
Yeah, Rob's in contact
He
with,
talks about
us and with our new singer Ryan, and you know he's actually been good about every member that's come through the band. Rob will somehow get a hold of them and tell them, hey, you know, what you're doing is cool and I like it. And that's
he
nice.
wrote a funny one. He wrote Ryan, and I wish he was here to tell you. And he told Ryan, damn, I thought I was looking at me 20 years ago on stage. So it was pretty cool, man. Then Cannibal played in Miami, and he took Ryan backstage and took him on the bus and hung out with him. So that was really cool, really, really cool.
Hi, Rob.
I'm just kidding.
Yes, we have the album completed. We just have to record it. Gotta find time. You know, these guys are in other bands. This guy's like 10 more bands. You know.
Not anymore. I'm only getting 7 now.
So,
No, actually 2, right? Not 3.
So we were gonna try and like sneak it before this tour. You know, try and like do it, but we didn't want to rush it. You know, so we're gonna start recording it when we get back, like in September, October. We will start recording.
Once we're done with everything this year. Just things keep happening, you know. It's just supposed to be here and then the U.S. and then South America came a calling, and we're not going to say no. It makes no sense. So, and after that, we'll we'll hit the studio and get it done. It's all written. It's completely written. Most of the lyrics are done. So yeah, we're ready to go.
Yes, absolutely. That's why we did
Absolutely.
that. We just wanted to get something
Except
out there to make sure people knew that, you know, we were serious about recording.
The trailer came out way before the movie was ready. But that's okay.
I would say the new stuff is what we have written is a lot of what the band came out as. You know, like the absolute death thrash. You know, that's what the record is. And that's what I would classify it as death thrash. You know, not just thrash, not just death metal, but a good, you know, combination of
Maybe a little sprinkle of hardcore in
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, that's been there from the beginning. That's been there. You can hear the Netherworld. You can hear it in the songs.
Yep.
And that's all just stuff that we all, you know, love and grew up on. You know, it's all the
Napalm Death, Morbid Angel, Exporter, NWA, all those people influence that for though.
Chrome
At some point or another, it's some type of
Gnostic
form.
front.
That's, you know, what we were listening to. I was knee deep in Morbid Angel. I didn't want to hear anything else at that point. It was 91. It was like somebody punched me with a bat in the face.
It might have been the other way around, we don't know.
Well, from my writing, I try to, you know, my favorite Solstice is the first album, and I don't think I'm not saying I try to make it sound like that, but me trying to bring something to the table of Solstice, it's gonna sound like that. So, and you know, Alex grooves it up, so it's gonna be a mix of the first two. You know, the Sentencing and Pray.
Yeah, so everybody wrote, and everybody writes different, so that's kind of cool, you know.
You know, I'm into just straight fast all the time, and they like to groove it. So, yeah, it'll be a nice mix.
Like I said, we're old. We have to groove at points to make it through us.
Yeah.
Dynamics are key though, man, in any music, I think.
Yeah, that's probably more just wait and see because, you know, we're getting older and this guy's not too old yet. So, you know, Ryan's, you know, 25 years younger than we are. You know?
Getting younger.
Honestly, the way I look at it is as long as this guy can do it over here, I'm down. And as
I'm
long
good
as
now.
this guy can
I'm
do
good,
it,
you
I'm
know.
down. So.
Nothing unbearable. As long as I can feel that way, I'm good.
So I don't think we've ever planned anything like 5, 6, 7 years.
No,
ahead, you know,
it would be a lie. It would be not real because
if we were 20 years old again, you know, I'd probably tell you, yeah, of course we're gonna. By the time in 5 years we'll have 3, 4 more albums. We've never been a band that writes a lot and puts out, you know, continuous records and, you know.
are we trying to change the habit? Maybe, yeah, we are, but I don't, you know. I think good things come to those who wait, I guess.
So in other words, it's not planned. You know, we can't sit down and, you know, plan anything that far in advance.
But we will eventually make it happen.
Yeah.
He's got invisible knock. You don't see him knock that fast.
He doesn't need luck.
I don't, to be honest with you.
You know,
I give anything a listen, but yeah.
I'm very anal about that shit, man. And it sucks. It's just, I'm an asshole with that, but it's just a lot of those genres that don't do it. Like slam, for instance. I'm not knocking any bands, but that genre does absolutely nothing for me. Again, not knocking any band. Black metal does absolutely nothing for me.
Sorry.
I just do not, like, This is coming from a guy who worshipped fucking Donald Tardy and people like that. I mean, the vocals get to me. You know, and I have a lot of friends in black metal bands, and I'm my friends, it doesn't matter, but just have music, man.
I like a lot of newer stuff.
I won't even dignify with an answer.
There's a few like say tech death bands that I really dig. Like there's one from
like Attack.
no.
Dennis really likes the crabcore shit. No.
Sorruption. I don't know if you heard them, but they're amazing tech death from Sweden. I'm not exactly sure where they're from, but they're you know fantastic.
Okay, new band. Not even that new. Obscura would be one I would say that is fucking badass. These guys playing with us are pretty fucking good, even though they sound like they're from 1987. But Sofisticator's a good band, man. Really good band. Great drummer, man. You'll see. You're in for a treat with those guys. And they're fun to watch. Singer's hilarious.
Okay.
Whoa. Simple. We started it. I didn't join this band. We started this band. It's our baby. Well, this band with a different name was pretty much started before even Rob, and then when Rob came in, we changed the name of the band. But yeah, that's it. You know, it's not the same walking into a situation than creating one.
Yeah, he writes music as well, you know. So, you know.
Well, I hum it to him and he plays the guitar. Or I play it really slow and then he speaks it up. Yeah, I mean that's definitely the most awesome thing about it is you're up there playing something you help create. You know, it's like, I mean, and you of course you join a band, you created an album, blah blah. But this, you know, the whole thing was created. You had a part in it, and it's awesome, man. It's a great feeling. It's great. I wouldn't want to be here with any other band right now. I'll tell you that.
And I'm sure you've had the opportunity. As you know.
Yeah, but...
Unless Megadeth called.
Huh? What did you say?
He says unless Megadeth called.
Yeah, well, I gotta go, man. That's all.
They got the Belgian guys.
I'll ask Dave for a cut of merch. Yeah. Then he'll fire me properly and I'll be back here with you guys. Yeah. Old man.
A lot of sweating.
Yeah, man, we're, you know, for us being as old as we are, we have a, you know, we have a little kick in the ass with our singer. He's, you know, he's a young kid and he gets us going, you know. Yep. Watching him jump around kind of gets me going, so, you know,
it's crazy how watching him brings that shit out of us with, now we're almost 50, both of us, man. 4 years out of 50, man, and it's, some nights it's bad, man, you don't even want to get up there, and then you get up there and you see him going crazy, and then you're into it, like, just like that, you know what I mean? It's awesome.
We may be old, but up here we're still young.
Oh, up here I'm 12, man.
Yeah.
You can break them.
Okay.
And that's not a good thing, actually. But yeah. Yeah, of course, it's easier. It's easier for him to bring us. It's easier for him to travel with us because there's only 5 of us, as opposed to 10 or 9. You know what I mean?
But unfortunately, we're old, and Ralph had some
Yeah, he had
health issues.
a pancreas infection twice.
Yeah, man.
He had it 2 days before we left, and while we were here, he was hospitalized again.
Yeah.
Now he's okay. So let's see if he recovers. Ralph is really old. So, like,
He's an old man.
quite a bit more years than me and Dennis. So, you can't tell by looking at him. Well, yeah, you can. I hope he recovers so we can come.
No, I mean I love them all for different reasons, but equally. Each one offers me something different when I play it. So, yeah, I love them all.
Okay.
I think I'd love them, or else I wouldn't play in them. You know what I mean? So I love all the bands I play in.
I didn't expect to sell 100 shirts in 10 days.
Yeah, no. But we're happy that it did.
Well, all we did was order more. I'll be here Monday. Yeah, we're gonna kick your ass tonight on stage.
And if you have a chance, come out and fucking hang out with us, man.
Yeah, thank you for coming and doing this. This is awesome, man. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Europe.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Europe. Come out to the shows. Thanks.
Cool, man.
I'll give him a message of Solstice. Come see me. Bring me pain medication.
And remember, this dick isn't gonna suck itself.
That's right. All right, that was uncomfortable.
It's a joke.